production to processing. That is what I do, and that is what I'm still doing, even though I'm a grad student also. But today we want to talk about how can we encourage and promote more women in the agricultural sector, because this sector is filled with men, and women are just a minority group in the agricultural sector. But then everybody has been encouraging women to come into this sector. Why is that? So I have some slides here that I would like to share. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah. Oh, great. Because we haven't had time getting this before we start. Okay. So before we go on, I would like to talk about what agriculture is as a business. To me, I believe agriculture should be viewed as a business and not like an escape route, or some people say agriculture as like the last chance, because you're not getting a job, you need a job, and you feel like, okay, let me just go into agriculture. Some people view agriculture as their retirement plan, because now they are done with doing everything and they want to retire, and the next sector they feel like they want to go into is agriculture. Why? Some feel like agriculture is just there because the government has been encouraging youth to go into agriculture and they just want to jump into it. So we should not view agriculture as any of those things, because agriculture itself should be viewed as a business. When I wanted to go into agriculture, I had these in mind when I was staying in school. I graduated from the University of Ilorin. So when I was in school, I wanted to do agriculture, and when I got home, I told my mom about it, because she was like, agriculture, you want to be a farmer. Why would you be a farmer? Because people think that farming is a dirty man job, so they really do not want their child to go to school and come back and end up being a farmer, because they say it in a different way. But we need to have a different view of agriculture and see it as a profession, as something you can have a career in. So I have this following terms on my slide, which is agriculture. What exactly is agriculture? Agriculture is like a science that deals with either cultivating soil, growing crops, or raising livestock. So it deals with either the animal side or the plant side of it. That is all agriculture. Then who is a farmer? A farmer is someone that practices agriculture. Just in quotes, a farmer is someone that practices agriculture. So this shows that everybody can be a farmer, because for you need to practice agriculture to be a farmer. So while you practice agriculture, you are a farmer. But now the question is, are you making money out of farming? Because that's two different things. You can be a farmer, and then another thing is, are you making money out of that farming? So the next one is agripreneur. So who is an agripreneur? An agripreneur is someone, an agripreneur is coined from two words. We have the entrepreneur and agriculture. So an entrepreneur is somebody that operates a business and takes the risks of operating that business. So someone who is an agripreneur is somebody who is making a business out of agriculture. Now there is two different things. You can be a farmer but not an agripreneur. Are you making a business out of what you are doing as a farmer? That's when you become an agripreneur. Then an agribusiness is like an industry, enterprise, or various chains of agriculture. That is agribusinesses. I just want to go through this. Like, I know a lot of people on this call today are kind of like expert in agriculture. So the next one I have is sectors in agribusinesses. So we have different sectors in agribusiness, and basically there are just 4 basic sectors in agribusiness. And the first sector is The first sector is the input sector. The input sector deals with bringing in agricultural inputs, can be both for crops or for the livestock. It can be either of the two. Then the production sector, these are the ones that deal with like summer farm, right? Deals with birds, poultry. So it's into crop production. And we also have some farmers that are into crop production, like producing vegetables, things like cereals and everything. Then we have the processing and value addition, like those are processed. Like I cut in between the inputs and processing, and that's why I said I'm from input to table, because I deal with inputs, supplying input to farmers. I deal with the production, which was kind of in old, and then I deal with the processing, or like processing a wedu into dried form, which is adding value to what I'm producing, right? And then the other part is marketing and sales. This marketing and sales, we have people that have some online, some websites you can order your output. We have those agri-tech people. We have a whole lot in the marketing and sales section, the logistic issues. There's a whole lot of sections under the marketing and sales. Well, let's move to the topic for today that talks about the role of women in agriculture. There is this saying that if you teach a man to farm, his family will eat. But if you teach a woman to farm, the community will eat. And now, when I said this, someone asked, why we teaching a woman to farm the whole community? Because I feel like women are naturally born business person. With just a minimum resources, they could make do of it and turn it into a very big form, a large scale thing. And that is why the women play a very big role in agricultural sector. And not just in the agricultural sector. And yeah, even though women play like a big role in the agricultural sector, we found out like they are just a minority group. I don't know if you've been to like the rural farm area, you see like at the rural farm area, you see like mostly, you see the farmers are mostly women. But then they really do not have enough resources, even though we have more women farmers like that. Now, this brings about the barriers women face when it comes to agriculture. And one is easy access to land. In countries like Nigeria, we believe that men have access to land, not just access to land, like men are they are the head, and they should be in charge of having like properties and things like that. So we have few women that have access to land or capital or the training opportunity. But then this should not be a barrier when it comes to women participating in agriculture. Because right now, the governments are really trying their best in giving out funds. We have some small individuals bringing out training opportunities, coming together, training farmers on what to do. The Farm Agro Store does that regularly, training farmers on what to do. So a lot of people are not just relying on the government anymore to do what they want to do. Like everybody's now putting it into their hands to go in for what they want to do. When I wanted to start, if you have to wait for the government, it might not be like something really visible. That is the country we find ourselves right now. So we just have to like try our best. What can we do? Reach out to some organizations. We have some NGOs, organizations that are just ready to train. We have some, I think the Ministry of Agriculture, where you can go to talk to them about getting lands at a very cheaper price. And then capital, like we have like the NISA gives out funds to farmers. And this have been like some benefits we are getting. And it's so really amazing to know that right now there is just little, unlike how it has always been before, when the men has been the one taking everything. Now, there's more chances of women applying to all these things and you getting it. It's just about you going into the right way and knowing what to do and getting access to all these funds and lands and opportunities. So, now what can we do as an individual? I know from this webinar, on this call, we have a lot of men here than women on the call, right? So, but what can we do working together to empower the women farmers? The first thing is we need to get connected, collaborations. We need to collaborate, like when we have two people coming together, you can be the input part, selling inputs, I can be the crop production, and another person can be in the marketing and sales. So we have to connect together, get together and work together, because this is the only way we can achieve that. This is the only way we can like grow in whatever we are doing. So be it being a man or being a woman, there is need for us to get connected, to collaborate together, because agriculture is actually a big value chain. Like somebody cannot be everywhere. You cannot be everywhere. There was a time I tried to do that. I was in the inputs, I was in the crop production, I was in processing. At a point, I could not manage any of those things. So I had to like cut in my production part while I focus more on the inputs and the processing, because it's just a wide value chain. Like there's a whole lot to go with it. Then now is about creating female farmers association. Well, a lot of people complain about they don't get funds, they don't get things like that. But now the government don't give funds to individual. They give funds to association, they give funds to organizations. So we need to create like a female farmers association, and then when we could access all these funds and grants as an organization, as a group, this is a very good way to go. If we could see more people creating these extension services, because we really do not have like a very good extension service in the country. But yeah, we can make do of what we have. Like we do not have to work for the government sometimes. It's just about us doing what we want to do and doing the best in what we are doing. And the next one is being a voice for your industry. As a woman, as a man in this sector, agricultural sector, we want to be voice for the voiceless. And the voiceless are the women. And when we're talking about the women, I feel like the youths, we have access to a lot of things, though it's just about trying to get to the right way of having it. We have a lot of rural farmers that are mostly women that do not have access to any of those things, technology, tools, equipment, they do not have access to any of these things. So what can we do to encourage those kind of people? Is about being a voice for the industry. Being a man does not mean you cannot do anything to promote females organization, female agriculturists. So we just have to like support, and we need the support from every angle, because in this world it's all about collaborating, because we need this collaboration together. Men and women collaborating, women and women collaborating together in businesses, and men and men collaborating together. We just have to encourage each other and collaborate. And being youth, the only way we like go up and scale up is all about collaboration. So just look for someone you feel like you can collaborate with, reach out to them, and that is a very good thing about like collaborating and things like that. Then the next one is design initiative that grants women farmers access to funds. Yeah, it's all about initiative. Sometimes you have to like, this is basically NGOs, like there are some NGOs that do that. Like I know some of the US Department of State also like give out funds depending on that. We also have like African Development Bank, they do all those funds and grants. We have the CBN do the funds and grants through the NISA. We have a lot of organizations that do funds and grants, but we need a working system, and that is what we do not have. The working system, initiative, organization, association, connected together. I think this will really help us all, and then we do not want to forget about the training. Like training programs is really important because we need real knowledge on things. So training is really, really important. Now, how do we want to starting up a business as a farmer? Well, we have these 4 things, which is finance, resources, knowledge, and partnership. And I don't know if there is anyone on this call that would like to tell us, or I don't know if we can put in like a chat or something about what do you think is really important from these 4 boxes. It's starting a business, an agribusiness. Is it finance? Is it resources, knowledge, or partnership? I'd like to see. Do you have anyone? Okay, yeah. That's finance. Knowledge, okay. Knowledge, okay. Alright, I have a lot of people. Yeah, okay, yes, yeah. Well, why a lot of people complain about, I don't have money to start up a business. I don't have money to start up a business because that's just the reality. When you want to start up a business, the first thing that comes to your mind is, where do I get the money from? But I have to tell you that money should not be the priority. Finance should not be the priority when it comes to starting up a business, because finance should maybe come last. Well, money is important though, right? Money is important, but it is not the priority. The first thing should be the knowledge. You need the knowledge. You need the training on what to do, how to do about it, because I can tell you, without the knowledge, if you have the money, it will end in tears. We have a lot of rich people, they want to go into agriculture because the government have been encouraging everybody to go into agriculture, but how to go about it, they do not know. And then you see them losing money each year because they are doing it the wrong way. And as a woman also, you don't want to feel like, oh, it's all about finance and it's no much. I know most people on this call are mostly youth, and we know how the country can be about getting finance to start up a business. But finance is not the priority in starting up a business. And starting a business, you need knowledge, you need training. You have to acquire the training from all different angles. Then you don't have to go to all the training. Then you can actually learn also on it. But then the training is really important. Then you need either a partnership, like partnering with someone. At least sometimes when you can partner with someone who has been an expert, a profession in the sector. And this really helps when you partner with someone like that. Then the resources, how to get the resources about the input, the equipment to use, and then finance comes in after. You needed the money to start up. So finance should be the last thing. For me, when I was starting up my business, as a woman, finance wasn't the first thing that comes to my mind. I went with okay. So starting up the business. I don't know. Mute yourself, please. Okay, it will be more appreciated if you can mute yourself. Let's reach out to him. So when I started on my business, it was not all good. I did not get any money from anywhere. But then I started off with getting up the knowledge, doing my NYC, registering my business, getting the knowledge, and that was what I was doing also. And then I started, well, the whole thing about agriculture is for you to start small can get to okay. So it's all about starting small and growing big, because that is just how it is. You don't want to come in big into the agricultural sector without the knowledge. That would be in disaster. And we started with an half plot of land then. I was planting different things, and while planting different things, I wasn't even getting any profit from it. I was just planting. But the fact that each time you plant, you go through like a challenge, and those challenges teach you something on how to go in the next round. I wouldn't advise someone to do that, because that's just more like wasting money and resources like that. But if there's a way you could get like internship done, work with someone on the farm, partner with a professional that's an expert in the sector, this is really, really, really good in that, in starting up the businesses. Then think, yeah, this next one is finding a niche. Before you start a business, you need to find a niche. Sami is known for poultry farming. Right? We have okay, I'm saying pond shell farms here, probably snail or something, if I'm correct. Yeah. So you need to find a niche, right? Some are claims and why some are into the plants. Now when you're talking about animal, you need to think about which aspect of animal do you want to go into. Do you want to go into the input part, which is the livestock feed, archery, or do you want to go into the production part? I think production should be in the archery part, yeah, the archery and things like that, and then the processing, like smoking fish or things like that, like smoking, or the marketing part. And if you choose into the proper, there's a lot of sector also there. The input part, where you sell inputs. We have the production part, where you plant directly, you cultivate your crops. We have the output, or should I call it, the output, or the processing. The processing part, where you process your products. And then finally, the marketing and sales. There's a variety of niche. At this point, there was a whole lot. I really do not know what to put in there on my slide. I was like, okay, it's going to be a question mark, because we have a whole lot of niche in agriculture. We have a lot of people that have been like aquaculture, aquaponics, aeroponics. We have someone like they're just into bee. What they do is bee and honey. We have a whole lot of people. So if you are a woman or a man trying to go into agriculture, you need to find a niche, because you don't want to be jack of all trades, right? So you need to know what exactly you want to do and how you want to go about it. With that, I think I'm just going to give it a stop here, and then we have some questions. Yeah, anyone has a question? I am ready to take a question, because I think it should be more of like a discussion. I am saying. Yeah.
All right. Well done, ma'am. Thank you so much. So it's time for a question. I think I will still allow some my leaders and my boss and my mentors in our school to also asking this question. So if you have a question, you can use the comment box or kindly unmute yourself and talk. I believe we should have a question for our guest.
If nobody has a question, it means I'm free.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for that wonderful section. We appreciate it so much. Well done, ma. Okay, so my question is...
You can make this a comment section. Good evening, ma'am.
Somebody hearing me? Hello?
think Mr. Ayomikun asked a question for our guest. He said, my question is on finding niche. So, but I don't know what he's trying to explain over there. He said, my question is on finding a niche. So, Mr. Ayomikun, you can just make use of the unmute yourself and okay. So, how do you help someone find? Okay, all right.
Okay, so I was trying to ask that. Ayomikun, thank you for that section. I appreciate you. Well done, ma. Okay, so I was trying to ask about finding a niche for people that are just coming up and they really don't know where to fit in. I feel there should be a place of trying several things out, and then at the long run, you eventually get to a point at which you know that, oh, this really works for me than this. Then alongside, you can just drop some of them off, as you said. Or, I don't know if I'm being explicit with my question, or how do we talk people into starting up something? That's basically what I'm trying to ask. How do you talk people into starting up something? Several times I've even met with women. I don't know. Maybe something has to do with women mindset. Of recent, I met with someone that is not doing anything. The person is young, but then she's married. Then I was trying to put across to her a lot of things that she can get herself involved in. And the answer is always, oh, my husband is not going to allow me. Oh, do this. My husband is not going to allow me. Oh, try this out. My husband. So those kind of people in that category, how do you think we can help them? How can we be of help to them? And even if we have to be of help to them, what niche can we categorically suggest to them? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayomiko. When it comes to agriculture, like I said earlier, I see if you are coming into agriculture, you should see agriculture as a business, not as like an escape route to doing anything else. Like, okay, you're not getting a job, that is why you want to go into agriculture. And then another thing is that I used to say this, that an entrepreneur is a solution provider. No matter what, no matter how, like, you can't tell people to do what they don't really want to do. That is it. So when people ask me, oh, I want to go into agriculture, what should I do? You can't answer the question for them because they have to answer that question by themselves. They need to look at it. What exactly can they do? What exactly are they interested in doing? And where do they see problems that they want to find a solution to it? Okay, let me tell you, when I started my farm, I was just growing vegetables, which is ewedu, okra, and things like that. And while I was growing my vegetables, there is this woman right beside me. She owns a very large farm of ewedu. Now, the difference is that it takes a long while for mine to grow and for me to harvest, while she grows ours and harvests ours in a very short period of time. But then when I get from her and cook at home, is not really the best one we've ever got. Like, we really don't like it. Doesn't draw. It's not a very good vegetables. When it's at the right time for me to start harvesting my vegetables, and then we harvested and we cooked at home, and I would say that was the very best ewedu I've ever taken in my life. And it was not because I planted it myself, but it was all organically grown. And then I was like, so ewedu can be as beautiful as this, like can be as good as this, which I've never tasted. And then the next question that comes to mind is that, what can I do to show everybody that you can actually have ewedu and be as good as this? And then the follower was like, oh, there's a problem with solution, like how to reach out to everybody and show them like ewedu can actually be as good as this. And that is where the idea of dried ewedu coming from. So it's all about providing a solution to a problem found in the community. If you are not providing a solution, then you are not maybe you are making money out of it, right? That's an everything. But I feel like for every businesses you are starting, it has to be a business that is providing a solution. in your community. And that is why you really cannot decide for individual on what to do and which niche to go about. So it's just about everybody thinking about what do you see in your environment and how can you go about it, like finding a solution on things like that, on what to do. So if any business you're starting, it has to be a business that comes with the fact that you're providing a solution, and that is what makes it a business. And that's the only way that it can grow. So about advising someone, there is no advice to give someone about going into niche. You can actually guide them about several niche sectors we have in the agriculture. Talk to them about it. We have the input part, we have the crop production, we have the processing, we have things like that. But at the end of the day, it's left for the individual to think about the problem in their community and the solution that best fits into that problem. I hope I answer your question.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Good evening.
Okay. All right.
Good evening. Good evening, Ms Feyisayo. Thank you so much for this insightful section. My question goes thus: with my little engagement with women in agriculture and some industry, we always preach knowledge before starting a business. But majority of the agricultural firm don't want to accept women as an intern. They will rather tell us that we need a man. What can we do to this? Like, what can we do?
Yeah, we have our communities that will against taking in women in some aspects of agriculture, maybe because they don't have the strength to do that, and they cannot. They don't have the strength to do that. But now the thing is that one of my slides said we need to be the voice of what we do. Like, we need to be the voice for the voiceless in the sector, and that is why we need people to come out to sensitize people, especially those in the agricultural sector, about gender equality or gender equity. I don't know which one to put it in this way, but it's just all about sensitizing them about the fact that they should take in both the women and men. And there are some situations whereby there are some things that women actually cannot do. That is it for a fact. But then the fact that you don't want to take in someone when you know for a fact that a woman can actually do this job, we need to root that out, and we need to sensitize and have a voice in this industry about the role of women in the sector. We need to promote that a whole lot. That's why we need to have like organizations, associations, like that fight for women equality in this sector, because women are a minority group, but then that doesn't rule us out of not doing anything in this sector. Women play a very huge role in this sector. So it's just all about having a voice for the minority. And then
all right.
we do have a defined law. We don't have a defined law in the country that can make sure, like, okay, you can sue this company because they don't want to take you in as a female. We are not there yet in the country. So the only thing we can is to sensitize more people and change the orientation about women in agriculture.
All right, ma. I think the best advice I do give women in agriculture is to have a social media backup for what they do. You call yourself a certified animal scientist, you call yourself a certified agronomist, and you have never organized a webinar. So most of the big companies will check your track record. So I think that's one of the best advice I give to most of the upcoming women in agriculture.
All right, thank you, Mr. Samuel. Okay, I think you also have another question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I really want to talk regarding what Samuel said. Yeah, it's really a very good advice because I need to tell people that we are actually in the social media age. Whatever you do, you have to put it out for people to see that you are doing it. Because how do you want me to trust you when I have never seen what you have been doing? So the little things you do, let people know about it. Talk to people about it. Show people that this is what you are doing. And it really goes a long way. Because with that, people knows you've come for a long way, and then you are really giving it the best shot. You have like a track record. And having a track record is not something you can come in this month and just put everything you've been doing on your social media page and that was a track record. No, that's not a track record. A track record go a long way. Like it takes months, years to build all those things, gaining people trust in those sectors that you have, which is really, really a very good one. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm not an agricultural student. I'm a mechanical engineering student. So when I saw this, I just think I have to join because right from onset, I have interest in this agric business. So I'm very sorry I might go out of context. I don't know what you guys are discussing because I just joined a couple of minutes now. So I want to ask, which advice would you give someone who doesn't have any idea about agriculture but want to venture in that business? How do you advise that person? Because I was thinking, maybe when I get the fund to run the business, I will call some experts to join me so that the business will be successful. So I have a couple of friends that into agriculture. So I want to ask, which advice would you give someone who doesn't have any knowledge about agric and I want to do the business?
Okay. For someone who doesn't have an idea and want to go into the sector, I would say you should go for partnership, collaborating with someone, because you don't want to start a single-handed, because that might really be a bad idea. And if at some point you can consult some people who have been experts, like a consultant, talk to a consultant, an agricultural expert about things to do on how to go about it. So the best way to go on things like that, if you are like a beginner and a starter, you have the funds, you don't have the knowledge, is about partnering with someone that has the knowledge but no fund. So it's a good collaboration, and I feel like everybody will put their all into it. And if you feel at the end of the day, you feel like you just want to go on your own, out of your way to do that, then you can actually do that. But then you need to have an idea of what you're going into. And that's why you need a partner, or you need to get a knowledge first, like getting a consultant, talking to them on how to go about it. But I would say you should learn on the field is the best way, especially when it comes to agriculture. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, we still have a lot of questions too. From Mr. Okay, this one is coming from Mr. Adeyemi. I know. He says, my question goes thus: looking about our present women involvement in agriculture, how do you think we can increase the participation of women in agriculture in our country?
Yeah, sorry. I think I said it in one of the slides. It's all about getting connected, collaborating together with women, creating women farmers association or organization, being a voice. As a man, you can be a voice for the women because they are minority group. Like encouraging, sensitizing people, and then we can design initiatives that grant women farmers access to funds, some sessions that involve teaching and training women in different agricultural sectors. These are the things we can do and help and support. Most importantly, getting connected and creating like a famous manifestation, being a voice for them and things like that.
Okay, another question says, are there trainings available for someone in the agri space?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of training available in the agri space. I know Farm Help is always doing training every now and then for people. And then there are some other organizations that just do training for people, and it's just about being on the lookout for all these things. It's always out there online on social media, people, and most times they are always free. I can assure you that they are always free most times. So it's just about being on the lookout for them.
All right. Another question says, you talk about collaboration. How do somebody just starting out find like-minds to collaborate with?
It's about preaching the gospel. You preach the gospel of what you are doing, and that is agriculture. When you start to think about agriculture, you find out like we all have similar ideas. We all be thinking about the same thing. And it's just about talking to people. You can be starting from your friend about what you really want to do. Talk to people that have been involved in the field about what you want to do. And with that, coming together, you get to find people with like minds, people with the same passion, with the same goals as you. It's just about you reaching out to people, talking to them, because if you don't, they would not know what you have in mind, and you likewise will not know what they have in mind. So it's just all about reaching. And I will tell you, it's just about telling someone, and then I'm not telling someone now get to the point of view, telling them your whole idea from A to Z, right? No, you don't have to tell them the whole idea, everything. But then there's a way you can discuss with someone about what you plan on doing, how you feel like performing, and how you feel like you can work together. For example, you might be there are all these website, or let me say like an agri-tech company that deals with farm outputs. If you are someone considering going into that space of marketing and sales, then you need to reach out to people who are into production directly. Talk to them about, I know you're into production, I would like to have this website that deals with selling of agricultural outputs, and then can we work together? What do you have on your farm? How do you produce? It's just all about that. Talking to people and you know what they do and you know what you want to do. So it's just about, are they the right person for you to reach out to? Know if they're the right person, and if they have, reach out to them, talk to them, and you can actually collaborate. And if there is need for you to make it like a written one, always like put it in a written form, have an agreement that probably involves some lawyers, things like that. You just want to be like on a safer side, right? While you collaborate or partner with people.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, I also have a question for you. And my question is, what are the challenges you encounter as a young farmer, and what are the solutions you provide to you? What are your challenges during your journey in this agriculture?
When I started, I'm actually not an agriculture student or anything. I studied plant biology in school, and this is basically lab. I deal with lab, so I have experience when it comes to field and anything. So I think knowledge is the first challenge that I had when I started. Need to get the knowledge on what to do, how to do about it. So I started attending trainings, going for not just attending trainings, I did some real practical myself on how to go about it. And then I eventually get the old knowledge, and it gets to some point. Now that you have the knowledge, what next? The next thing is funds, money, because money is important. You need money to start up a business, right? And yep, the money wasn't coming through. And then I would say, because the money doesn't come through, does not mean I gave up on it. No, I didn't. Even with the little I was getting, I was putting everything I had into it. And that was how it all started, like putting everything you had into it. And then it started. And before you know it, people will reach out to you like they want to invest in your business because they know what you are doing. And it's just the power of being persistent in whatever you are doing. And that's what it becomes. And then you reach out to some, you reach out to banks and ask if they can. But people say banks don't give out loans. Banks do give out loans sometimes, but they need to know what you've been involved in. They need to know that they are giving this person this money. You spend it wisely. You use it well, and then they're definitely going to get their money back from it. So as a startup, you can't just walk up to the bank to tell you want money. They would not. I myself, if I have the money, I cannot give someone that is just starting up because I don't know what you've got. I don't know what you can do. So you need to show me what you've got, what you can do, and that means that you're starting up with your money yourself. It's really important. And then when I started, also another challenge that I faced was working with the farmers, because at some point I could no longer produce myself, and I have to like reach out to farmers, talk to them about things I want and the quality of the things I needed. So it's about you now talking to farmers about, okay, you want to talk to them, you want to get their stuff from them, and you will be getting their stuff from them. Now it's all about earning those farmers' trust. It's really not easy to earn those people's trust. So you need to earn their trust. And sometimes you have to do like have an agreement with them, so they could know that, okay, whenever they're getting this thing from their farm, you are buying it from them. And that's one thing. And another thing is market here. It's not easy to go to to get your products out there in the market. So yeah, marketing has been one huge thing. But then I feel like marketing is you're not expected to get everything you're selling sold out. And then you need to have this mindset that there is gonna be failure on the way, but then it's the power of you to come back in that makes you a good businesswoman. Because farming, agriculture is not easy. I would say that again. It's not easy. For you can just go. It's easier to go into debt. It's easier to go into loss, just in chicken of and high. So it's the power of you coming back. How well you can come back. The more you fail, the more you stand up on your feet again. And just be ready that there is give room for failure. Yeah, it's okay to fail. And that's not a problem. When you fail, know that it's okay to fail. It's just the power of you getting back on your feet and doing it all over again. That is just what is important.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. I think we can have our mom in the house, Ms Feyisayo Akande. So we want you to address the young women. Are you with us, Ma? Okay.
Yes, I am here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ma.
Yes. Thank you, Feyisayo. Thank you for all you are doing in the agricultural space, and thank you for today's lecture. It was a brilliant one. Thank you for all the people around, the young ones, and the elderly ones that has joined this call. We are grateful that a lot of youth are coming into agriculture to change the narrative. And I advised every woman, every man that is on this call that we have a lot of work to do so that this narrative will be changed totally. And we have a lot of people that we engage women. There are a lot of things that women can do in this space more better than men. It is high time, like my speaker has rightly said, that we should be the voice to the voiceless. Yes, when we come together to tell the government that land policy against women should be taken away, we should have access to land, we should have access to workers, which are the main challenges, and we should have a mindset that all women are not ash. Because most of these people think that if you have a woman leading a society or leading a farm, leading an agricultural space firm, they tend to be so harsh. That mindset must change. Must be able to tell other people that women can feed the whole nation because we are able to build up with every little thing that we have. And we are multitasker. We can do all things all round way. So please, we need everyone to come together to promote women in agriculture, because the more we do that, the more we get ourselves right, and the more we get our food secure as a country. So please, my dear fellow agriculturists, agripreneur, we need you, we need everyone, we need ourselves, so that we'll be able to get this thing right. So please tonight, I would like us to go back home with this, that having a woman in the agric space changes a lot of things. So it is now for us as individuals to put ourselves and put more effort to make the government and ourselves realize that giving 1% of it to women is not enough. We should all work together to get it right. So that is my advice tonight. Congratulations, Sammy. Happy anniversary to you. Thank you, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are grateful for this wonderful advice. So I will also like to have two people from is the president of Oyo Young Agropreneur. Please, what advice do you have for our ladies? Are you with us, ma'am?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Yes, a lot has been said, and I think that we should just hold on to what has been said. And the speaker, Feyisayo, has really gone in depth on, having women in agriculture, and also the last speaker, Ifetu, has also been able to encourage. So I'll just say, let's hold on to what has been said. There's a lot of ground to be covered for female in agriculture. So we can only do better. Compared to last year, the percentage of female in agriculture this year has really increased. And I know that, by next year too, it will increase. So we just need to come together and ensure that we grow together. And that's what OYAP is all about, ensuring that all, both men and women in agriculture, come together and grow together. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. I think someone asked a question about how you can join a agricultural organization or agricultural program. We are always here at Oyo Young Agropreneur and our leader. So moving forward, I just want to advise the female, and as our speaker said, we should be a voice for the voiceless. As a male, we should also do what we should encourage our ladies, and we should not forget this, that we should collaborate. And we always say that agriculture cannot be do it. You cannot do it alone. Farmers don't work alone. We work as a team, and teamwork is the real work. So, and don't forget what she also said. She said you can't be everywhere. So you want to be a livestock farmer, you want to be a fruit farmer, you want to be in processing, you want to be in packaging. You cannot do it all alone. So you have to do what, just find your niche and start working towards it. And another thing you cannot despise is the knowledge, training, and And what covers everything together is the capacity building. So you should build capacity for that business. So before we go to the last aspect, which Mr. Adrian Samuel will take over from me, I just want to let us know that there will be challenges on the way. And as long as challenges remain, there will be opportunities. And wherever there is challenges, there's money. So start for problems. Don't run away from problems. As a lady, as a youth, don't run away from problems. There are problems. There are always problems everywhere. Check even your household, your community. So there's always problems. So look for a problem and start solving. That's what will bring money. That's what will bring value. And value is also equivalent to value into money. So when you have value, you have a value, that is, you can be paid for something. So you are not just a valueless. You are increased in value when you have what you can offer. So as a student, let us not limit ourselves. I'm a student, I can't do this, I can't do that. So being a student is not a profession. So you should start building your professional capacity now. So this is time, we have time now. I can say it frankly that we have a whole lot of time. Let us make use of this time judiciously. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And I want to appreciate our speaker, Ms Feyisayo Akande, for this brilliant presentation. So, Mr. Edion, you can take over, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Samuel Livestock Farm. Congratulations, many more years to celebrate. Like you have said, being a student is not a profession. Start building your professional capacity now. I can boldly say that the work I got, they picked me up from online. They picked me up online because they saw what I'm doing, even as a student. They saw the value I offered. So even as a woman in agriculture, talk about what you do. Talk about what you do. So today promised to give out giveaways, and I will be asking some questions. We have a lot of giveaways today. If you can hear me, kindly say hi or say hello in the chat box. All right. The questions goes thus. Hello, can you hear me? So my first question is, who is an agripreneur? The first person that got the answer correctly as a gift. So I think Mrs. Abbas Mayowa got it right. Said, like, what you said is the person that is into the business of agriculture is called an agripreneur. Mr. Matthew, kindly message him after the event, or send my number to the chat box so that you can message me for their gift.
All right.
Some Livestock Farm is 2 years today. Some Livestock Farm is a citadel of learning where men are groomed for global relevance. It was founded August 20th, 2020 with Mr. Salami Matthew being the team lead. In the course of the year, teenagers and secondary school students were taught about livestock farming. Some Livestock Farm has been of help to different organizations and has established a rabbit farm in Delta State and a poultry farm in Abia State, training the staff on what it takes to achieve success in agriculture. Some Livestock Farm has encouraged active participation of women in agriculture because we believe there is no agriculture without women. We also promote teenagers, youths, and undergraduate participation in the food system for a better tomorrow. We believe that starting agribusiness without the right knowledge is suicidal. Hence, we are available to teach, train, and equip individuals and organizations with the right knowledge. Our products and services include sales of day-old chicks, point-of-lay birds, installation of poultry and rabbit cages, agribusiness training, and consultancy farming. For the past 2 years, we've been doing all this, and we will do more in the coming years. Congratulations to us.